Jurassic Park, where this little guy loses Fry and then spends many years waiting for him. Seymour actually finds Fry frozen on January 1st, 2000, and leads his parents to applied cryogenics, but sadly, they failed to notice their son in the tube. Later in the year 3003, Fry discovers the fossilized remains of Seymour. Fry wants to restore Seymour until he learns that Seymour lived a long life of 15 years, so he assumed that Seymour moved on after he was gone, and Fry decides to let him be in peace. But, as you may already know, in reality, Seymour stayed at the very place Fry told him, waiting 12 long years for his owner before dying in 2012. Undoubtedly, this is the most heartbreaking moment in the whole Futurama series. I have to go.
Oh, don't worry about it, Johnny. The tissues are just on the way out. By the way, if you want more Futurama content, then please check out his channel. He has tons of awesome videos and has even released a BoJack Horseman complete timeline. So please subscribe to his channel today. The link is in the description below. Fry's journey to the year 3000. So before Fry got into the cryogenic tube, he had led a very unfulfilling life and absolutely hated it. He was an ordinary delivery boy with a seemingly unloving family, no prospects, and a cheating girlfriend called Michelle, who also dumped him on New Year's Eve. But his entire life was soon about to change.
It's really hard to play games on tablet, and I want to try this out.
Fry was sent to deliver a pizza to a mysterious icy wiener in the applied cryogenics lab. But when Fry realized that he was bamboozled, he decides there is no other choice but to sit in a chair and enjoy a New Year's drink in the last few seconds of 1999. But due to a sketchy coincidence, he falls into a cryogenic tube and becomes frozen for 1,000 years. Later on, we will learn that no other than a fluffy, juicy Nibbler was the one behind Fry's accidental refrigeration. The reason behind this somewhat cruel decision is simple. Fry's unique mind lacks delta waves, and this feature will be needed in the future in order to save the Earth from the all-eating brains. If you watch the first episode of Futurama very carefully, you can even see Nibbler's shadow on the wall when Fry falls down off the chair. When he wakes up, he is naturally shocked to find that he is now in the year 3000, and everyone that he has ever loved or known are dead. But he gets over that pretty quickly. It's here where he meets his fate assignment officer, a one-eyed alien named Leela. Well, they thought she was an alien, but we'll get into that in another timeline video.
I'm an alien, all right? Let's drop the subject. Cool, an alien.
When he finds out that his assigned permanent career is delivery boy, he runs away. After making a break for it, he runs into a foul-mouthed cigar-chewing robot.
By the way, my name's Bender.
Leela would later catch up with Fry and admit that she too hates her job and quits. They then set out to find his 159-year-old grandnephew, Professor Hubert J. Farnsworth. The eccentric professor offers our heroes to become his new crew, since Space Bees killed the previous team. And despite high chance of being eaten, killed, or smashed by random space creatures, Fry, Bender, and Leela agreed to become the new crew for Planet Express.
I'm a delivery boy!
In February of 3000, Fry moves in with Bender into his tiny apartment with a huge closet. Fry's co-residence with a man-hating robot strengthens their friendship and makes them true BFFs.
Fry, of all the friends I've had, you're the first.
Later in spring, Fry finds out that his miserable funds of 93 cents on his Big Apple bank account turned into a shocking $4.3 billion. In the quest of recreating his 20th century life, Fry buys the last can of anchovies in the world and loses all of his money to Mum, who is the kindest and most vicious millionaire in the world.
Dumbass. What a nice lady.
You may think that losing a fortune would humble the guy, but he finds himself in a bit of a pickle when he drinks the Emperor of the planet Trizol and becomes a new ruler of this land. When it turns out that Emperor Bon is still alive inside Fry's body, they threaten to put him inside a giant blender unless he can cry him out. It's here that we see how Fry thinks of Leela as more than a friend, since he is absolutely devastated by her fake death.
I wish I had died instead of her.
After returning to a royal life, Fry enrolls at
Pretty
Mars
hard to
University
create, you know, it's
alongside
just
super smart
being
monkey
with my left
Gunther,
hand,
but he drops out
create
soon
the
enough.
mouse, the
He later wins a
keyboard, you know,
ticket
to
to the
move.
Slurm factory,
There's
where he
the
finds out
mouse,
that his
you know,
favorite beverage is a fluid produced by a giant,
the mouse,
disgusting
yeah.
worm.
Keyboard, my hand,
However,
left hand,
even
right
after
hand, right.
finding out about this gross
mouse.
fact, that doesn't stop the crew from drinking it. The year 3000 ends with the invasion of Robo Santa, and so 3001 starts. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, then I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. When you click that sexy red button, it lets YouTube know that you like my videos and recommends my channel to more and more people. Plus, it's free and it takes 2 seconds. 3001 and Fry's love life. 3001 was a true year of love for Fry. The first of many ladies he charmed with his boyish behaviour was Amy Wong, which was his co-worker. She and Fry started a passionate romance after Fry realised that he has no girlfriend for Valentine's Day. But soon enough, their relationship starts to fizzle out, and so they break up. But they are forced to spend more time together since Fry's head is stitched onto Amy's shoulder after an accident. Not exactly the perfect situation for exes. Next up on Fry's short-lived relationships is Morgan Proctor, a grade 19 bureaucrat.
Admit it, Fry. You're a slob.
She was smitten with Fry's appalling filthiness, and they started a secret romance. Unfortunately for Morgan, her cold-hearted nature causes Fry to end the relationship. In the very next episode, The Deep South, he meets a mermaid named Umbriel and becomes so affectionate with her that he considers moving to the city of Atlanta. But he's seen as a runner after he finds out that relations with a mermaid isn't as romantic as it appears.
Why couldn't she be the other kind of mermaid? With the fish part
Hold
on top
on.
and the lady part on the bottom.
In this episode,
I need,
we, for the first time, show some more
quote.
romantic feelings for Fry when she asks
Yes.
him,
What about us? What about your
Okay.
life on the surface?
Yes.
tension and chemistry between these two were seen long before their on and off in relationship. In
Okay,
the
hold on,
episode
boo.
of Flight to Remember, Fry pretends to be both Leela's and Amy's boyfriend. Although he will eventually date Amy first, you can clearly see in this episode that both Fry and Leela have some deep feelings rooted down there. Fry's relationship with Leela was always more than complicated. Fry being desperately and madly in love with this strong and independent mutant was just too immature for her. Even before Fry considered Leela as a love interest, she already had seen his laziness and immaturity.
Okay.
The first true time when Leela started to see Fry as more of a love interest was in the episode Parasites Lost. A colony of parasites colonized Fry after he ate an egg sandwich. The parasites proceeded to improve his brain and body, making him mature and more attractive for Leela. Although Leela is into the new and improved him, Fry wasn't sure whether she liked the real him or the parasites, so he went and got them removed.
Leela, I had worms. I needed to know who you loved, me or them.
Fry made many attempts to win Leela's heart. He even moved the stars and time keeps him slipping to state his love for her in the most romantic way possible. He constantly says that he loves Leela for exactly who she is, and he even helps her reunite with her mutant parents. Despite numerous evidence that they belong together, like when she mourns Fry after his death from a space bee, or when it turns out that Leela and Fry are actually married in the opposite universe, she still struggles to believe in them for a very long time.
Not wishing your left hand.
Yeah.
Fry in 3002 to 3010.
I don't know. I can.
The relationship between
Do it,
Fry and Leela
you know, be
continues
work up and
evolving
not.
during
Seem to be doing
numerous
okay.
of Fry's
It's
adventures,
just,
and it
you know,
becomes the
left
central
hand to
storyline of
keyboard,
the
right
show.
hand to vote.
At
It's
the
just,
beginning of
I can't.
3002, Fry becomes the savior of humanity when he defeats Brainspawn.
I'm thinking of that. Do you want to keep real?
Except for Fry, stupid.
Alright, let me fix the crash, okay?
As it happens, we learn why Fry lacks delta waves in his brain. It turns out that our not-so-bright Fry sleeps with his own grandma after accidentally killing his grandpa. In this series of unfortunate events, Fry becomes his own grandfather, and it causes that unique mutation in his brain.
I did do the nasty and the pasty.
Verily.
Up to the end of 3003, Fry found himself